this is the dirty secret of what the left really wants, which is they want men not to rock the boat. They're happy to write checks for men to be dependent if that means that they don't ever challenge anything. And my message is to young men especially, turn off the screen, come out of your parents' basement, maybe go ask a girl on a date, even better, get married, start a family, get a job. We need you to be a contributor in this society.
Republican Missouri Senator Josh Hawley is out with a new book promoting his definition of manhood. Presumably, it doesn't include fleeing a mob that you helped instigate, as Senator Hawley did on January 6th. In an op-ed for the Daily Beast, my next guests write that Hawley wants men to, quote, think that by subscribing to his politics or quitting video games or buying his book, their problems will suddenly go away. But a culture war isn't going to help these men who've fallen behind regain their footing in the economy, in education, in their local community. Instead, it's just going to divide us further. Joining me now, the authors of that op-ed, Massachusetts Congressman Jake Auchincloss and Missouri Democratic Senate candidate Lucas Kunce. Gentlemen, thank you both very much for coming to the Saturday Show. Congressman, let me start with you. I understand why Mr. Kunce wrote this op-ed since he's challenging Hawley in the Missouri Senate race, but why did you feel it necessary to address Hawley's take on manhood in that joint op-ed that the two of you wrote?
Good to be with you this morning. First of all, because I'm an admirer of Lucas, Marines hang together. There's a small band of us in politics, and we always watch each other's backs. But second of all, because Democrats can win in Missouri. We've had Democratic senators in the recent past, but the state has trended towards red. Right now, the GOP has a bad candidate in Senator Hawley. He's underwater in his favorables. Democrats have a good candidate in Lucas, and we need to be organizing and investing in that state to hold people like Senator Hawley to account for being inauthentic and for putting the needs of their own constituents last behind their own ambitions.
Well, then, Lucas, welcome back to the show. What is it specifically about Senator Hawley's take on manhood, masculinity, that moved you to co-write this op-ed, or dare I say, offends you?
All right, like his whole idea of leadership, which is the opposite of what Jake and I learned in the Marine Corps, is to tell people what to do. Right? He doesn't want to give us the opportunity to do what we need to do. He doesn't want to invest in us or give us the tools. Right? He and people like him has spent decades taking away investment from everyday Missourians, including the men that he now says, you need to do this, you need to do that. He wants to control them in the workplace, in the doctor's office, and everywhere. And it's just what we need to do is we need to actually invest in people again. He doesn't want to do that. And so for me and most Missourians, we don't want to be controlled. We just want to have the opportunity to live our lives and have the resources to live them the way we want to. And for me, I think that's the most offensive thing, right? And I guess the other thing is just, if I wrote a book on medical devices, no one would want to read it, right? Because I'm not an expert on this thing. And Josh Hawley's got no real experience in this field. So we really need to get out there and put the contrast against it, because he says the Republican Party is the party of working people, and it's not. Like, we have to stand strong. And I was really glad Jake actually approached me about this project when he approached me about it, because it's an opportunity for us out here on the front lines of democracy in Missouri to actually put a stake in the ground and say, no, we're the people who are going to invest in working folks. We invest in men, and we're going to make their lives better.
As has been mentioned many times, especially by you, Congressman Auchincloss, you're both Marine veterans. I'm wondering, how does that shape your response to the right's focus on manhood and masculinity?
Marines learn in basic officer training about leadership by example, which is what we did not see from Senator Hawley on January 6th. And we learn that officers eat last, that you put others before yourself, whether it's your family, your community, the troops in your platoon. And again, Senator Hawley has not been doing that as the representative of Missouri, as the Attorney General of Missouri, where he worked really hard to cut wages and benefits, to take health care away from Missourians. And he voted against infrastructure and chips and science, two bills that directly invest in building the kind of economy that men can thrive in. So this book, we can't just laugh it off. When someone like Josh Hawley writes a book called Manhood, the instinct is to laugh and go on with your day, right? We can't. because we can't allow him to set the terms of the debate about healthy masculinity in this country. What the subtext is for him is that for the last 50 years, every step forward for women has been a step backwards for men. It's a zero-sum, nihilistic mindset. And we've got to counter that and say no. It is true that young men in this country are not thriving, but here's our vision for it. We're talking about good union jobs in manufacturing, but also in fast-growing sectors like healthcare. Talking about holding the social media companies to account for their effects on the socio-emotional development of young boys, and investing in the kind of economy that works for everybody.
You know, I recently had a chance to talk to the second gentleman, Doug Emhoff, about a range of issues, but we got to talking about toxic masculinity. Watch this.
There's too much of toxicity, masculine toxicity out there, and we've kind of confused what it means to be a man, what it means to be masculine, where you've got this trope out there that you've got to be tough and, you know, angry and lash out to be strong. It's just the opposite. You know, strength is how you show your love for people. Strength is how you are for people and how you have their back and how you stick up for other people.
And you know, Mr. Coons, the second gentleman was roundly criticized by the right for saying what, to my mind and my ear, were true words. Why do you think such truth is so bothersome to folks on the right?
Well, it's because their idea of masculinity is controlling people. It's like Jake said, it's a zero-sum game. Like, they think women in the workforce is a problem. And I mean, if you ask me, the most toxic thing that I can ever think of is a guy who writes a book about manhood and says the only way to be a man is to remake yourself in his image, right? Like, that's crazy. And so the thing is that Missourians and Americans in general, if you're not like completely nuts, you see that that's creepy and you see that it's weird and you see that it's toxic. And so it's a real opportunity for us to put that contrast out there and show how we are different, to show how we believe in investing people and we believe in the types of things that that Doug said. And so that's what we're doing here. That's what the op-ed's about. That's what the campaign's about. It's about everything we're doing.